Good morning, yogis. Welcome to this practice, Earth Element. This practice is all about really feeling your feet on the ground. It's a very calming practice, so it's a great thing to do if you have a busy day or if you've just been feeling overwhelmed recently. This is something that will really bring you into the present moment, very steady feeling. You don't need very much for the practice, just a few blocks, and we'll start today in Malasana, the squat. And whether you need the block or not, that's where we'll start today. So you'll bring the block on the middle or even the lowest height, bring your hip bones right to the block and slide your feet forward so that the feet are flat on the mat. You can angle your toes and your knees out naturally. You can rest the hands here on the knees, in Jnana Mudra if you want, or another way. And really feel how you position the hip bones on the block. This will show you how you naturally tip your pelvis. So we want it, of course, either forward or back. Something that will support the top of the spine. Right? Earth Element is really about feeling yourself as a structure. So how each layer of the body supports the parts of the body that come next. So feet on the floor, spread the toes, rest the arms, and put the first finger and thumb together if you like. Lengthen the collarbone. This is something everyone's seated posture usually removes the space in the collarbone. Start to lift the chest. So pushing down through those hip bones and lifting. I say this very often, especially in balancing poses. The more you root down, the more you lift up. So you feel here, if you think, press the hip bones into the block, press all 10 toes into the floor. It will be easier and more natural to lift the chest. Keep that length through the collarbone, length through the sternum, even the shin. Start to deepen your breath. If you've been feeling anxious recently, breath might be a little bit less smooth. Just think to yourself, breath in, breath out, and without forcing the pattern. One inhale at a time. One exhale at a time, right? That's all you can do. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale into the whole body, even the feet. Feel your feet as you inhale. Feel your feet as you exhale. Your eyes are closed, you may open them. We'll come into an active version of this posture. So some of you might have to lift the hips a little bit higher. I'm going to step back on the mat a little bit. So we're going to bring the fingertips forward. You can see here I'm quite low in the hips. Again, if you're up here, that's actually going to be rather helpful in this pose. So first, just hold about 5 breaths. Try to keep that space still through the collarbones with your arms forward, even if you need to bring your hands a bit wider. Try to keep your whole foot on the floor, so not just the toes, also the heels. Inhale, bring your chest forward. Keep your fingertips on the floor, and exhale, round. Even if your hips slide up. So inhale, chest forward. Look up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, chest forward. Breathing cow. Exhale, cat. 1 time. Inhale. Exhale. So now you keep the hips lifted. Start to walk your hands back. Bring your toes in. So your feet are parallel, hip width apart. Feel free to keep the knees bent. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side. So arms stretch straight out from the shoulders. Keep that length through the collarbone. Lift the toes. Look at the ball of your foot. So you want to feel that the base of the pinky sit on the floor, and the ball of the big toe. Then set all the toes down again. But keep that action pushing down the ball of the foot, reaching out the arms. One more inhale, lengthen. Exhale, catch the elbows. Inhale, flat back, arms up to the side. Exhale, catch the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, catch the elbows. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, catch the elbows. And now inhale, come all the way up. Roll up to standing. Bring the arms above the head, hands together. Exhale, hands to the chest. Take a few deep breaths, hands in prayer. Again, exhale. Spread the collarbone. Hands just lightly touch. Lift the toes. And then put them one by one down on the mat. Chair pose, bend the knees. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, arms forward. Bring into heels. Exhale, arms back. Even lower with the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. Lower the knees. So the 8-point pose. The knees, the hands, chest, chin, and toes. You land on your chin, resting on your sternum, hands beside the ribcage. Slide into cobra. So press with your toes, pull with your fingertips. Slide the sternum forward, elbows in, lift. Exhale, lower the chest, slide back to Balasana, the child's pose. Press with your hands, pull your hips back, sit on your heels. Inhale forward into the cat. So that's our table position. Inhale forward into the cat, round back. Exhale, drop the hips, lift the head. So you can come into the up dog, or you can keep your thigh bones on the floor. If this is already strong enough for you, you leave the top of the thighs on the floor. If you have the strength, you lift. And then exhale, downward facing dog, 5 deep breaths. Pull the hips back, spread the fingertips. Bend the knees as much as you like to lengthen the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, let your head look forward at your hands. Exhale, step the feet forward into a squat. Feet just outside of the wrists. Whole foot on the floor. Inhale, arms forward. Sit as low as you can with the whole foot on the floor. Press the knees back, but keep the ball of the big toe on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, forward fold. Pull the toes in, feet parallel. Inhale, reach to the sides of the arms. Exhale, push the elbows. Inhale, come all the way up, and the knees and the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands to the chest. 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Again, chair pose, bend the knees, arms forward. This time, circle one arm back, reach one arm back. Inhale, arms forward. So we'll follow the breath. Reach one arm back. Bring the hand forward and try to keep the hips, the legs steady. So just the arm is moving, just the shoulder is turning. The hips don't twist. So you can watch your knees here. The knees shouldn't be moving. Hips are not moving side to side. You really ground through the lower body. 2 more times. Once to the left. Once to the right. Inhale in the center. Exhale, fold hands to the floor. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower again, 8-point pose. Knees to the floor, chest and the chin follow. Press with your toes, pull with your hand. Inhale, slide to cobra, hug the elbows in, press the front of the hips into the floor. Exhale, lower, chest to the floor. Pull back to child's pose. Press up just high enough that you can slide hips back to the heels. Bend to the floor. Inhale, rounding through the cat. So chin drops, tailbone drops, and then lower the hips, come to your version of the up dog. Can be thighs on the floor. Whatever you're doing, you're lengthening the collarbone, even if you need to bend the elbows a little bit. And then exhale, chin to chest, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Inhale, right leg in the air. Reach through the toes, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step forward. Bring right knee forward, step the foot inside the wrist. Warrior 1, drop the back heel. Inhale, reach up. And touch, pull the front knee forward. Press back with your bottom foot. Both legs are working hard. Right foot slides forward, left foot slides back. Grip the mat with your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Open arms to the side, palms face the ceiling. Lighten through the shoulders, maybe even engage the legs a little bit more. Bring the arms forward, pinky together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Pyramid pose, stretch the leg and lift the front toes. So some of you can stay on the hands. Some of you will reach for a block. Press the hands into the floor, lift the front toes. So that forces us to work the back of the leg. You have to stretch the knee as much as possible, lifting through the chest. So engagement through the legs finds lightness in the upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower the front foot. Lift the back heel. Wiggle the back foot a little bit. And the front knee again. So coming into a version of the lunge. If you're using blocks or if your hands are on the floor, you're going to reach back first. All the way forward. Drop one hand, twist left hand to the floor. Inhale, right shoulder rolls back. 5 deep breaths. Push into your back toes. So feel those left toes on the floor. Left hand under the shoulder. Exhale, hand to the floor. Move the blocks to the side if you were using them. Stepping back, hands on the floor. So feel all the way to connect with the floor. Back foot and the hands. Press with the hands. Pull the knee to the chest. Step back to plank, lower knees, chest, chin. Slide through, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Push back to child's pose. Slide the hips back, head to the floor. Round forward cat. Lower the hips, up dog. Warrior version thereof. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, left leg in the air. Exhale, stepping forward, warrior 1. Left foot down. Right heel drops. Inhale, bring hands touch. 5 deep breaths. Use the whole foot in this pose. So the back foot, right, you're rolling into the pinky edge of the back foot and using the ball, the foot and the front foot. Ribcage hugs in and up, reach 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower just the arms, palms face the ceiling, lightness through the shoulders, strength through the legs. Bring the arms forward. Inhale, bring your arms up. Look between your thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Pop your back foot in. If you need to, the pyramid pose, lift the front toes. Press down. Put the hands in your back foot, lift the toes and lengthen the spine. 1, 2. And really don't forget about your back foot here. How much can you use your back foot? So how much can you use the surface beneath you to find lightness, lifting, stability through the rest of the body. One more deep breath. Lower the foot. Already the blocks. Bring your arms back first. So we're not resting at the belly on the leg. We find at the back of the body here. Reach all the way forward, both arms. And then lower opposite hand to the floor. Roll the top shoulder back so you're looking under the arm. And watch the back heel. So we want the heel to keep facing the ceiling. So there's this center line of the body all the way from the back foot. Reach out through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back. Press with both hands, your back foot lifts the knee to the chest. Step back to plank, lower knees, chest, chin. Slide forward into cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower. Child's pose. Pull the hips back, sit on the heels. Rest the head. Round forward into chest. Lower the hips, your version of the upward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Again, inhale, right leg in here. Exhale, stepping forward. Right foot inside the right hand, drop the back heel. Inhale, arms up. This time, exhale, hands behind the back. So we'll do the humble warrior from the warrior 1, which is you'll feel right, it's a reasonably small step. So hands interlace behind the back. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest. And here, you're just bringing the shoulder to the inside of the knee. So not yet to the corner of the mat. Pull the hands away from the back. 1, 2, 3. Again, back foot. We'll use all the toes of the back foot. 4 and 5. Release your hands. Bring your left hand under the shoulder. Roll onto the toes of the back foot. Now the hand circles from behind you, inhale all the way up to the ceiling. So bottom hand presses into the floor, lift the shoulders, twist from the waist. Grip the mat with your back toes. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now the pyramid pose. Again with the toes lifted, this time without your hands. So make sure some space between the feet. Pull the front toes up, reach back with the hands. Palms face the floor, like somebody is pulling your fingertips lift. So the chest is not round, pulling forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, set foot on the floor, sweep forward, stand on the right foot, pull the left knee to the chest. Reach up through the fingertips, press down with the big toe, stepping back, reach back with the toes, bring the hands to the floor. Press with your hands, pull the knee to the chest. Step back to plank, lower knees, chest chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. Pull back, hips to the heels, head to the floor. Round forward, cat pose. Lower the hips, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, left leg in here. Exhale, warrior one. Left foot inside the left hand. Angle the back foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back. So we're coming forward with the chest and shoulders still face the front of the mat. Find your back foot. So hold back foot on the mat. Grip through the back toes. Inhale, lift the chest. And keep that back foot working hard as you bring chest forward. So our chest is coming forward, but we want the front and back legs work equally in this posture. Send as much work back into the right leg as you can. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the hands. Bring the right hand to the floor. Roll onto the toes of the back foot. Left arm sweeps up. Stack the shoulders. Deep twist from the waist. Heel. So you see what I'm doing with heel? Turn the heel toward the ceiling. And then pull the shoulder back. So you have a strong center line. Exhale, hands to the floor. Hop the back foot in pyramid pose, toes lifted. This time, no hands, reach back. Turn the palms to the floor. And like somebody is pulling your hands, let the shoulders slide back and that lifts the chest. So our chest doesn't need to be so low here. We need to feel like pulling forward of the sternum. Come forward to stand on your left foot, lower the toes, bend the knees, shift your weight to your left foot. Inhale, pull the right foot up. Press down with all the toes, especially the big toe. Bend the knees, stepping back. So toes reach back. Maybe your toes land first, maybe your hands. Wiggle the back foot. So these strong 3 points. Both hands back foot. Press the hands into the floor. Pull the knee to chest. Step back to plank. Last time, knees, chest, chin. Looking forward. Push with your toes, pull with your hands. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Child's pose, Balasana, sit back on your heels, rest your head. Round forward, cat. Upward facing dog, lift chin. And then exhale, downward facing dog, 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, shake out your head. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, lower the knees. Sit on the knees. The Virasana Thunderbolt pose. You can have the hands on the thighs. You can bring your hands to Jnana Mudra with the wrists together, or something different. The hands in Jnana Mudra, flip your hands, rest the wrists together. Finding stillness. steadiness, your own center, your own rhythm, just your breath. And just notice what can you soften from your seated posture to make it more stable. Can you let go of the top of the shoulders as you exhale? Allow the hips to rest on the heels. Allow the front of the feet, the ankles to lengthen. Allow the forehead to relax. Allow the mouth to smile naturally. Allow the chin to lift. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them, reach for your blocks. Bring the blocks on the middle height, usually, maybe a little lower height, just behind your toes. Turn the fingertips back, away from your chest or your knees, rather, both. Try to get the full palm on the block. Hug the elbows in. Press down with the heel of the hands. Right here, pushing down with the heel of the hands. Feel that lift the chest. So push down with the hands, lift the chest, and try to keep your hips on the heels. And the head, it doesn't fall back, it just does what the upper chest is doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming into a forward fold. You can use your blocks to just get your feet to the front of your mat. Bring the blocks in the flat position beside your ankles. You'll walk the hips back. I got there rather quickly, so I'll give you a moment to swing your feet to the top of the mat. Watch what your feet are doing. Sometimes the ankles do this, so you can see that the pinkies point forward. We want the whole foot facing forward. Try to keep that, so you can even push with your thumbs, press the big toe forward. That's the work we did in the standing postures that supports the ankle. Rather important as we age. And then you'll keep the pants on the blocks. Hopefully they're not going to slide on your mat. And use that same action we just did in the mini back bend. So you can bring the blocks as much close as you need to here and use this part of the hand to the heel of the palm, even more than the fingertips, to pull your chest forward. So squeezing the elbows in. Very similar to the action of the cobra pose. So you can slide your blocks wherever you have stability. So you keep the feet flexed. Pull with the heels of the hands, lengthen the chest forward. You should feel those, you might not even feel them, those are the deep core muscles. The only thing that's really pulling you forward is the core. 1. And keep that space here to the collarbone. 10 deep breaths. And then we'll round. So some of you, if you know you have a tighter back or hamstrings, you can bend the knees a lot. If you're really flexible, you can keep the legs straight. Move the blocks to the side, just rest the back of the hands on the floor and lower the head. And allow the softness of the posture. So it's not a shape, just a feeling. Lift your head. We'll roll down to the back. So if your knees are not yet bent, you can bend them now. Flip around. So you'll come to the center of your mat, lower all the way down. Pull one knee to the chest. So it can be with the left leg bent or the legs straight. Roll the shoulders back as you squeeze the knee in. Build up the back of the head, pressing into the floor. And release, then you bring your hands beside the hips. Some of you are used to doing this pose with your hands, so everyone that is doing it today, no hands. Flex the right foot, cross the ankle over the knee, and use those deep abdominal muscles to pull the legs toward your chest. Foot is flexed. You can also pull the leg, but that's really still the abdominal muscles. Just holding here. We'll stretch the right hip, but just enough. Sometimes we pull a little bit too much in the arms. Here again, the earth element of stability in the body is really respecting slow movement. And release left foot, right foot. And we'll repeat. Left leg, just wrap the hands around the front of the shin, pull the knee to the chest. Stretch out the right leg if you like. One more deep breath. And let go of the knee, bring the hands to the floor. Flex the left foot, cross the left foot over the right knee, and pull your legs toward your body so the hips stay straight. I think that's also an advantage of doing it without the hands. So your hips are going to stay straight because you can only use your internal mechanisms to guide the movement. Two more deep breaths. And come to your final stretching postures before Shavasana. Moments you want to take, if you want to reach for a blanket, now is a good time. And then find a comfortable position on your back. I'm going to rest in the Supta Baddha Konasana for some moments. You can take a traditional Shavasana or anything you like. You can return to a seated meditation posture that suits your morning practice. And take a moment just to feel the steadiness you created through the breath, linking the breath with movement, through patience in the practice. Through our internal mechanisms, our internal elements. That's part of our practice, is realizing that the things that go around us, the things that happen in our lives, the interactions we have with other people, It creates these feelings. So it could be anxiety, it could be anger, uncertainty. And we are always just ourselves as a vessel, a carrier. But these feelings that come around us, they don't necessarily belong to us. We connect to that sense of self by practice. By stepping back. Out of the story. And returning to that moment, that essence of just being, just breathing, just moving. Ourselves without any story. And however you are resting, feel the whole back body on the floor, back of the head, back of the shoulders, whole spine, both hips, both feet. And then coming up, be slow and mindful of your movements, always turning to the side, and avoiding the urge to rush. The urge to rush really comes from things outside of ourselves. It's something we learn, whether our parents, whether other people around us, or have this sense of urgency. Stepping back away from that, we see that things ultimately unfold as they will. And the more patience, the more space we allow ourselves, the more we really have control, we have presence, we can respond with sensitivity. I will chant on once to close the practice, so you're welcome to join me or listen. Inhale through the nose. Exhale completely. Inhale for Om. And then opening your eyes. Thank you for your practice. I wish you peace and steadiness in your day. Namaste.